everyone, I'm Priyanka and today we will talk about atomic absorption spectroscopy, that is AAS. Atomic absorption spectroscopy is a very common technique for detecting metal and metalloid in samples. It is very reliable and simple to use. It can analyze over 62 elements. It also measured the concentration of metal in the sample. Talking about the principle, the technique used basically the principle that free atoms, that is gas generated in an atomizer, can absorb radiation at specific frequency. Atomic absorption spectroscopy quantifies the absorption of ground state atoms in the gaseous state. The atom absorb ultraviolet or visible light and make transition to a higher electronic energy level. The analyte concentration is determined from the amount of absorption. The concentration measurements are usually determined from a working curve after calibrating the instrument with standard of a known concentration. Atomic absorption is a very common technique for detecting metals and metalloid in environmental samples. So this is atomic absorption spectrophotometry. Talking about the diagram of AAS, that is atomic absorption spectrophotometer. First, we have a test solution, then a mobilizer is there, then a flame. On one side of the flame, we have hollow cathode lamp. On another side, we have a monochromator, then a detector connected to a data processor. Firstly, let's talk about light source. Hollow cathode lamp are the most common radiation source in atomic absorption spectroscopy. It contains a tungsten anode and a hollow cylindrical cathode made up of the element to be determined. These are sealed in a glass tube filled with an inert gas. It may be neon or argon. Each element has its own unique lamp which must be used for the analysis. So this is hollow cathode lamp. On the very top, quartz window is there. Then at the bottom we have cathode and anode. Then we have a mobilizer. Mobilizer sucks up liquid sample in controlled rate, create a fine aerosol spray for introduction into flame. Mix the aerosol and the fuel and oxygen thoroughly for introduction into flame. Then we have atomizer. Element to be analyzed need to be in atomic state. Atomizer is separation of particle into individual molecule and breaking the molecule into atoms. This is done by exposing the analyte to high temperature in a flame or graphite furnace. So here we have two types of atomizers. One is flame atomizers and another one is graphite tube atomizers. First, let's talk about flame atomizer. To create flame, we need to mix an oxygen gas and a fuel gas. In most of the cases, air, acetylene flame or nitrous oxide acetylene flame is used. Liquid or dissolved samples are typically used with flame atomizer. Next we have graphite tube atomizer. Use, Uses a graphite coated furnace to vaporize the sample. In graphite tube atomizers, samples are deposited into a small graphite coated tube, which can then be heated to vaporize and atomize the analyte. The graphite tubes are heated using a high current power supply. Next we have a monochromator. So as we have previously discussed the functioning of monochromator, a monochromator is used to select the specific wavelength of light which is absorbed by sample and to exclude other wavelengths. The selection of the specific light allows the determination of the selected element in the presence of other. Next we have detector. The light selected by the monochromator is directed onto a detector, that is typically a photomultiplier tool, whose function is to convert the light signal into an electrical signal proportional to the light intensity. The processing of electrical signal is fulfilled by a signal amplifier. The signal could be displayed for read out or further fed into a data station for printout by the requested format. Talking about the calibration curve, a calibration curve is used to determine the unknown concentration of an element in a solution. The instrument is calibrated using several solutions of known concentration. The absorbance of each known solution is measured and then a calibration curve of the concentration versus absorption is plotted. The sample solution is fed into the instrument and the absorbance of the element in this solution is measured. The unknown concentration of the element is then calculated from the calibration curve. Talking about the application, determination of even small amount of metals like lead, mercury, calcium, magnesium, etc. Environmental studies uh, for drinking water, ocean water, soil, in food industry, in pharmaceutical industry. That's all we have in this topic. Thank you and have a nice day.